Hello everyone, I am Komal Gharat from Department of Computer Science, CKThakur College, New Panvel. Today I am going to explain you distributed denial of service. As we know, attacker attacks system for unauthorized access, uh, data breaching, data stealing, damage to the system. So this attack is divided into two types, that is active attack and passive attack. So active attack where attackers directly damage or steal data from the system, and in a passive attack, attacker did not damage to the system but it monitor or operates data of the system. So today we are discussing one of the active attack, that is distributed denial of service. Before starting with the distributed or denial of service, we have to understand what is DOS. DOS stands for denial of service. The cyber attack in which the attacker makes a machine or a network resource unavailable to the intended user by temporarily or deliberately stopping services of a host machine connected to the internet. For these attacks, consider one scenario. There is a one e-commerce website and there is a sale on that website at a 10:30 a.m. and server of this website can only process 1 lakh requests at a time. So here attackers what do? It creates more than 1 lakh fake requests and send that request to the server, means to that e-commerce website, and that server can busy itself to process that more than 1 lakh fake request. Now whoever is the genuine users tries to request services from that website can't get response to that service because that server busy to process the fake website. At this time this e-commerce website is not available to the true genuine user, and this attack is called denial of service attack. Here only a single machine is used to launch an attack, where in that diagram we can see attackers directly attacking on the targeted machine. So here attacker requires only one machine at a time, comparatively less complicated. As we can see, there is a only attacker attacking to the system. There is a no involvement of a additional mechanism or a system in this attack. That's why it is easy to implement and less complicated. And in this there is a no malware involvement, as we can say attacker only sending request to the targeted machine. There is a no involvement of any malware here, because this attack did not required any malware. Here there is a only multiple requests are used. This is the DOS. Then next, which is our main topic, DDoS. So in this DDoS, attacker implements same mechanism but at the distributed level. DDoS stands for distributed denial of service, and for that first consider these examples which is shown in the diagram. Blue in a color is the attacker, green in a color is the masters, and red in a color is the slaves, and the gray in a color are the victim machine. So here attacker manages master systems. So these master systems are controlled via attacker. Attacker sends commands to these master machines. Now these master machines tries to gain unauthorized access to the another systems which are not controlled by via attacker but are the genuine users. But this master systems tries to gain unauthorized access on this slave system, and this system follows every command from that master system. Now Here, this master system sends multiple requests to the victim computer as shown in the diagram, and that victim computer did not able to process a request from the genuine users, because these slave systems engages the victim server with the fake request, which is handled by the attacker. So now we will see the description of the denial of distributed denial of service. It is the cyber attack in which the incoming traffic floods the victim machine that originates from the various different sources. So as we discussed in a DOS, there are only one attacker which targets to the victim system, but here request comes from the different various sources, because here slave sends that messages, a slave sends that request. Then the attackers gains access to the number of machines and use these machines to attack the victims, that the masters which we already discussed, and the slaves. The here slaves were the unauthorized access gained by that particular master, and this is more complicated and difficult to prevent. Why? Because here attacker first have to implement the mechanism, give commands to the master, then the master systems establish unauthorized access on the slave system, then slave master systems have to commands to the slave systems to sends the request to the victim computers. So this is the lengthy mechanism, that's why it is complicated. And why it is difficult to prevent? Because if requests are coming from one source, we can avoid, but if a requests are coming from the multiple sources, how we can avoid the this many requests, and how we can classify the fake and genuine requests? So that's why it is difficult to prevent. And here it uses the malware to affect multiple machines. Why? Because to gain unauthorized access on the slave systems, we required malware. That's why in a DDoS, malware involvement is required. So that's why DDoS is very difficult to prevent as well as detect, and we have to provide various mechanisms to avoid this DDoS attack. That's it on DDoS. Thank you for watching my video.